Welcome into another video, and this is one of the best videos that I've made in my time being a YouTuber, which is not even a year yet. I haven't even hit my year mark yet. I don't know if you guys can see this, the NFC North thing right here on my mouse, just highlighted it for you. You see that X right there to the Chicago Bears name? You come down here and you see the X. Oh, what's that mean? That means that these Chicago Bears are going to the playoffs for the first time in 5 years. What a day. What a weekend. Seriously, what a weekend. It does not get much better than that right there, folks. The Chicago Bears are going to the playoffs. Being a Bears fan comes with trauma, and a lot of it, especially over the course of the last few years, taking Mitch Trubisky, taking Justin Fields, neither working out, just going through this countless cycle of losses, horrific losses, Hail Marys, all of it. It comes with trauma. So you get tortured so much. You feel like it's never going to be enough. You don't, no matter how good things are going, you don't know until you know. And that's just the cold-hearted truth, baby. Just this last week, I'm sitting there and I'm looking at the Bears' remaining schedule. 10-4 should be very optimistic, but you see the Green Bay Packers, the San Francisco 49ers, and the Detroit Lions. All games in which the Bears were not favored in. You look at the Lions schedule. 3 games which they are favored in. The thoughts are in your head. You think about those things being a Bears fan. You don't know until you know, and now we know. The Chicago Bears, no doubt about it, are going to the postseason. They are going to be playing in the playoffs. Let's talk about some scenarios. Let's dive into it just a little bit now. We don't got to stay here too long. This is just a fun little video. Only 2 teams in the NFC that are left still viable to play for the postseason are the Detroit Lions at 8-7 and the Green Bay Packers at 9-5-1. The only way the Detroit Lions can get into the playoffs is if they win their final 2 games of the season and the Packers lose their final 2 games of the season. The Lions have the Vikings and the Bears remaining. The Packers have the Ravens and the Vikings remaining. So the odds are, I think, 16%. ESPN just said 16% that the Packers lose their final 2 games of the season and the Lions win their last 2. So it looks like Detroit, in their first year without Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson, are going to miss the playoffs. Green Bay, on the other hand, they still have a path to winning the division, and that comes with the Bears losing their final 2 games and the Packers winning their final 2 games, and that would give them the edge, putting them at 11-5-1, and the Bears at 11-6. They would have the edge there with the tie, and I believe they also have the better division record anyway, despite the split between the 2 teams. So Green Bay would have the edge probably regardless. On that note, though, all the Bears have to do is win 1 game of these last 2, and they won the NFC North. And that would be their first time winning the NFC North since 2018. Enjoy it. Love it. We just got one of the most miraculous wins, one of the greatest games I've ever watched in my life last night against the Green Bay Packers. And you turn around next day and the Pittsburgh Steelers go into Detroit and knock off the Detroit Lions and clinch the Bears a spot in the playoffs. Last night, magical. Soldier Field was rocking. I'd be the first one to say I thought that game was over, and the negative thoughts were pouring into my head. Holy shit, are we going to miss the playoffs? 10-4, look at this start. Look at how they look. No, team doesn't quit. NFC is a juggernaut. The Bears have already surpassed my expectations, though. I did not think this team was a playoff team. If you would have told me back in August that the Bears, with 2 weeks left to go in the season, would already be in the playoffs, I would have called you a liar. Now, if you told me that the Bears would be fighting for a wild card spot in Week 18, like a barely squeaking in, still in the hunt, I would have believed that. I had them at 8-9. I definitely would have believed that. But I did not expect this. Nobody really expected this. 11-4, especially after that 0-2 start. Now, if you would have told me after that 0-2 start, where we got 30-pieced by the Detroit Lions back in September, that the Bears were going to be 11-4, clinch a playoff berth with 2 games left to go in the season, I really would have called you a fucking liar. I would have said you're nuts. I would have called you crazy. But here we are. Don't apologize to anybody. Don't take this kind of shit for granted. The Bears are in the playoffs. This is our 3rd playoff berth since 2010. I was 10 years old. I'm about to be 26 in 5 days. and we are going to the playoffs for the third time since I was 10 years old. Think about that. Never take this shit for granted. I don't think that this is a Super Bowl team, but that's a beautiful thing about the NFL this year. There's so much parity in the NFL this year. You truly don't know. There is not a single team in the NFL outside of maybe the Los Angeles Rams, who just gave up their lead in their division, that you can sit there and be like, that team is definitely going to win the Super Bowl. I don't think you can definitively say that. Seattle beat them. I know they beat Seattle, and I still think the Rams are the best team in football. But outside of those two teams, Broncos just got pieced by the Jaguars today. The Bills squeaking out one against the Browns. There is no definitive Super Bowl champion. So you never know. You never know. It could just be your year. I think that the defensive line, defensive unit in general, just a year or two away there. I think the inexperience can maybe sneak up on this team, but we do have Ben Johnson. And Ben Johnson has called big games. He's been in big moments, and this team has no quit in them whatsoever. So enjoy it, Bears fans. You deserve it, Bears fans. We deserve this so much. We are going to the playoffs. It's going to be interesting to see who we play. We could see Green Bay in 3 weeks in Soldier Field. Like, there's a good chance that happens. There's actually a decent chance that we play the Green Bay Packers. Now, for that not to happen, we would have to beat the San Francisco 49ers, and they would have to lose to the Seahawks in week 18, and the Packers would just have to win one game. So the 49ers would lose out, and the Packers would just have to win one game. They have the tie. They have the upper hand on that one. Packers would be the 6th seed. 49ers would be the 7th seed, and I'd maybe rather see that, get that little West Coast team coming into the cold, windy city, but who cares? We're going to the playoffs. It don't matter. Enjoy it. Thank you guys so much for tuning into another video. Dynasty content, power rankings coming out this week. At the end of this week, I'm going to be talking about head coaching firings and who I think is going to be on the chopping block and whatnot. I'll talk to you guys soon. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, bear down, baby.